and welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to be playing some COG with Warriors. That's because Warriors got some brand new support. If we just fire straight on in over to the Duel Links screen, we can see that Warriors now have a built-in piercing into a monster, which is pretty good. Now it's a bit shaky because the monster it's built into does require you to have 3 face-up monsters on your field. So it's not always going to be live, but it should be live quite a lot. The other new big support card we got was the Yamiruler's Battle Slash, which is very, very cool. We can use it when an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting our face-up warrior. The attacking monster loses 400 attack to the end of the turn. If we have a face-up level 8 or higher warrior monster, we can destroy a spell trap, which is pretty good. Being able to mess with our opponent's back row, especially if we can hit their widespread ruin, is obviously going to be fantastic. Hello, Dragson. I think we should just jump straight in, right? I think that's going to be the play. So there was a tournament on Sunday where we did get to see some of the newer decks, and quite a few people were on the Warriors. The main issue that we kind of saw from the Warriors is not a lot of them are running ways to deal with other Warriors. So the Warrior mirrors got a bit funky. So we have included our... God, I can't remember what the card's called. The Psychic card that boosts by 400 to try and alleviate that a little bit. Oh, but this hand is not playable. So we are just going to simply set a bunch of cards and then pass. So this could be 7's Axel Road, or this could be Dragoncaster. There's no real way to tell until he slaps down a 6 or a Dragius. Alright, Road Witch still doesn't tell us yet. Does he use Axel Road here? Okay, so we are in SAR. So we can now play around that a little bit. Is it worth widespreading here? It can't be, right? This has got to be a terrible time to widespread. We want to save it for when it's going to actually do something meaningful. We did give our opponent a little bit of extra info there by not toggling off, but probably fine. Okay, there's not really a good way to do this, so we're just going to have to do this way. Because we want to get the effect onto one of our other guys, but we need to keep Seahorse in hand in order to get out the second guy. So, unfortunately, we can't get that 400 boost. And we'll summon. Then we'll normal summon. Attributing 2. And I think here, we don't even bother using the effect to change to defense. I think I'd rather just kill both monsters. Doesn't make a difference. Extra life point damage is always nice. I think we will. We will activate the skill. We'll change this to defense because I really want that thing gone. Oh, it's only if they have no attack position monsters I have to activate it. Ah, see, that's a misplay. But that's fine. Basically, we've just lost the ability to get some extra damage in there. But that's fine. That's fine. It's only 1,000 damage. And again, growing pains. It's been a while since we played the Warriors. Hey, Harrier. The only problem about playing against SAR is Battle Slash is going to be useless against 7's Road Magician, but is fantastic against everything else. But primarily, that's going to be, what, 7's Road Witch or Wonder Splat, if he uses either of their effects. Let's see what our opponent has for us. We have Seven's Road Witch. So as is, this is perfect for us. If he summons out Seven's Road Magician and then attacks with both, we can clear both. It is turn 4, so even if he hasn't got the SRM in hand, he can use SAR to get SRM. There we go. So he discards one other card. He'll be left with one card in hand. So that could be a normal summon, but a normal summon on its own doesn't do anything. Like it's maximum 15. Discards the Dark Magician. This is another weird trend I see people doing. There's jam Dark Magician in SAR for like no reason. Oh, that is... No, that's still fine. Yeah, because he hasn't got a card to discard. If he could have discarded, that would have been annoying. Alright, well, Widespread Ruin was designed to destroy Seven's Road Magician, so we'll just get rid of that now. And then we can activate Dark Ruler's Battle Slash and destroy his back row, and then he'll probably concede. That's where I see this going. And it's the Widespread. Oh! Oh, no concession. Okay. Ironically, we don't have a way to game him right now. So we'll activate Bonded Bowing and see if we can't find one. Unfortunately, that still doesn't game. Ah, that's so sad. I wanted to end it here, but it looks like we're not going to be able to. So, guess we're just going to summon out Piercing Samurai. Go to battle and just swing over. Put him down to 100 life. This is rude. It's the thing is, he could still make a comeback. Like, it's not likely, but he can definitely do it. This is the other scary thing, is when I'm on 36, because so when I was playing in your tournament, Harrier, on Sunday, I lost to Aqua Aggro with a similar position. I had I think it was a Dragius, an 1800, and a 1500 on the field. And I had around 3600 life. And my opponent top-decked into Seahorse, Dragius, Prima, and two normal summonables. So he summoned the Seahorse, brought back a guy, summoned his other two normal summonables, tributed all of it to get out Prima plus Dragius. Prima effect plus 900 to the board. Dragius double attack, Prima hit, and that was just enough to kill me. And I was like, you'd usually feel very, very secure with that kind of board, but unfortunately, the only way we can really get to him is with Samurai. We know that he can't have a way to stop it, right? So we just win. Swing. Pow. There we go. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's so gross how you can still lose in that position, because you feel like, oh, like there is like no combination of cards that kills you, and then they have exactly that combination of cards, and it's like, jeez. But that is just the power of Prima. I think it's the thing I don't really like about Aqua Aggro. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Aqua Aggro. I think it's still a really cool deck. But the problem it has is Prima Gitano. Because if you play multiple Primas, it sucks because you just don't want to see your Primas early. You want to see your Primas late. And if you see them early, it's just really bad. Because now they're just they're stuck in your hand. You don't really want to summon them out. They're very easy to attack over. Especially if you've got like 2 Primas in your first hand. Like, ugh. What do you even do with that? Well, this is a hand. The only problem this hand has is we're against Luke, which means this could be Dragonic Resonance. And with only 1 back row, Slayer has easy pickings on our Widespread Ruin. But we can't leave it in our hand. Leaving it in our hand is just so bad. Okay, so we are against Ancient Forces. Looks pretty standard so far. I mean, there's no reason to pop this. Unfortunately, because we didn't toggle off, we've given him the information that this has to be widespread road. Actually, this could technically be... what's the other card called? The issue here is... No, we should be fine either way, right? So I'd have to summon this, flip this, tribute these two to get this out. There were 2 monsters. Then it would come down to the summon of that. Alright, we'll start with this. We'll summon. We'll summon. Activate the effect of Speedy Performer. Boost this. We'll then tribute 2. Go ahead and activate Bonded Bowing. Activate the effect to change it back to attack. That stopped me from tribute summoning, so that was a small misplay there. That's what we're all about here. We're all about the small misplays. Do I just throw the seahorse away? No, I don't think I do. I think we'll just go to battle here. This was bad, because again, I could have, instead of using his effect and just shotgunning it, we could have instead summoned this, got the card back to hand, tribute 2, summon that, get out the other guy, change that to defense, attack over the defense, swing and swing indirectly. I have to say that all things considered, I was definitely happy with the deck variety outside of exactly Resonance. Yeah, I think I am exactly the same opinion. I think just get Resonance out of there, and then I'm happy with everything else. I almost just want Resonance just not modulate the levels, and then I'd be like, yeah, now it's fine. So we can go for another draw if we want to. I don't think we really need to. So we'll summon, activate the effect, take this back. So now the question is, do we want to go for double Yamiruler? It doesn't kill, so I don't think we need to. So instead, we're just going to tribute 2 to summon out the 1. We'll summon out the Lamoon. We'll set this. So we know that he has 1400 defenders, so I think we will respect it. We're not going to bother using his effect. Okay, he's going to surrender anyway. Yeah, even on the, so I uploaded the Ancient Arise Dragon deck profile, and even in the comments, there was people just being like, yeah, you should just make it a pure dragon deck and slap pressure in. And I'm kind of like, you can do that, but what I've noticed is that as we've been developing the meta, people have been playing less and less pressure in their deck. So I'm curious how that's going to evolve as we go forward. Because how many pressures was this guy on? Black Dragon Rising list that won that. Yeah, even the second place in Dynasty was only on... Oh, this is a weird hand. I think we want to prioritize keeping him, so we will set these. Then we will tribute 1, 2. Activate the effect. Yeah, the second place in Dynasty wasn't even on any pressure. Which is... It's a weird one. It feels weird to say, oh, you have Dark Hole that also can hit your opponent for 4,800 damage, and people just don't want it. I guess it's consistency reasons. Interesting. So we currently don't have any way to get off that effect. We can just go in with double Kimi. I don't think we necessarily need to. I almost would rather do another Yamilock. So So we're going to tribute these two. Summon out the carrier. Activate carrier. Bring it back. We'll set Kana. Tribute 1, tribute 2. We'll then activate the effect. Activate the effect. Normal summon. Activate the effect. I do want to get in for the 25 here. He wants to widespread that. That's fine. So he has widespread. I think running 1 so that you set it and don't use it the turn you get it. Yeah, I think going down to 1 has been... Okay, it's not widespread. It was Phantom Bind. We're still hoping on that. Ah, we're against the beasts. Set it and don't use it a turn you draw it for endgame lethal push is probably the best way to go. Yeah, it feels like, again, like the same way Aqua Aggro plays Prima, except you don't really want to hold Prima in your hand. You can't just set it on the field like you can with pressure. I'm currently debating if I like the Bonded Bowing in this deck still. I almost would rather just have more traps. I mean, do we go for lethal? We have potential lethal. The problem is if we don't actually have lethal, it sets us back quite far. Nah, we gotta go for it, right? It's the funny play. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Then... Is it even worth using Seahorse here? I mean, we want to end on an extra body. I don't think we need to use Seahorse effect. So we'll set. Tribute 2. Set. Activate. Activate. Battle. Right, he needs exactly... Right, Barrier's not going to do it. So I'm assuming that means he doesn't have... There we go, there is lethal. I mean, this was clearly Bender Break. We Yami locked him twice, and he would literally need, what, exactly Beast Summoner to play around Yami Lock in that deck? I wouldn't be surprised if he just had Bender Break stuck in hand. You're right. I am muted. I'm muted to take a sip of drink and never unmuted. Thank you for letting me know, Quantum. But yeah, I think I agree, Harriet. I think that deck has been putting up results. I think the best version of it has been the Red Eyes variant, like the Red Eyes Royal Rebel deck. But the pure Rebels with Drive has seemed pretty good. I just lost 2 back row to double Cosmic. That feels bad. Including my widespread. Hey, Xantru. Well, not only did we brick by opening 4 spell traps, but our opponent opened double Ghost Cyclone for maximum punish. Sheesh. What do we even do here? Alright, we have one play, right? We need to have a face-up warrior to be able to use any of our back rows. So, we're going to summon Nandes. And we're going to summon Speedy Performer. We're going to activate Speedy to boost Nandes. Then we'll set 2 back row that are now actually technically usable. And then we're going to, I don't know, kill this? I think we're pretty much boned no matter what here. We've opened so badly. Royal Rebel has nice OTKs, but has trouble against defensive people. Yes, Royal Rebels, the main way to counter Royal Rebels is to just set monsters face down. Like, that is true even to this day in Modern Rush. Bear in mind, Royal Rebels are very much a rogue deck in Modern Rush. We have one guy that always plays Royal Rebels in every tournament. And the best way to beat him is just to set a bunch of monsters in defense mode. Until you're, like, ready to do a big push. Oh yeah, you've got Clear Ice and Grave. Unfortunately, this game's kind of a write-off, which is a shame as well, because again, we're against a guy that's really good. So it would have been really nice to get a proper game here, but we've just bricked to high heaven, so... No, saying that, it looks like we're not technically dead. Are we going straight to battle phase, is the question? I mean, we use this to make room and to pop the back row. Oh, but we can't pop the back row, so we're at level 7. But we use it to make room, because we just need this to not be here. Still no high levels. Bruh. On the plus side, if we do just set a bunch of cards, I don't think he has a good way to get to our life points. I mean, realistically, what does Ancient Arise have built in? It doesn't have anything to do with face-down monsters. Oh, Dragius. It literally has Dragius. Goes to the Ancient Forces. Well, there goes Piercing Samurai. There goes Nandes. And there goes Kana. Okay, we can potentially play the game now. Alright, we'll go Seahorse. Seahorse effect. Grab back Kana. The issue here is that he still has Widespread in the deck, so we can't just attack into him with one guy, because we will just die to that. We summon out the boy. We also can't just leave a guy in attack mode, so we can't just change a guy to defense and attack him. The other issue is that he can just use Ancient Arise to kill us. Because we cannot boost our attack high enough. So we will use Bowing. We desperately need something, and that is not it. We'd need a second monster that can deal with that. Changing this to attack mode doesn't make a difference. This thing still goes up to 3,000. We can reduce it down to 2,600, but that's it. I think we have to just keep playing on the defensive. Letting him tribute summon doesn't really mean much. So I think we have to do this. As much as it sucks, there's nothing we can really do here. Like, if he's got Widespread and we attack with Yamiruler, we're just dead. We are straight up out of the game. Even if we'd used our Yamiruler effect, it wouldn't have affected Clear Ice. Is he going to not use Ancient Arise to play around Widespread? But Widespread's in our graveyard, so he doesn't have to. Okay, where are we going with this? Why? Okay. Ah, he just wants to maintain his Widespread above everything. Yeah, Idle Cactus tournament player. Yeah, he's really good as well. We played against him before. The problem is, we are in a lose-lose situation currently. We're not seeing any of our other high levels at the moment. The issue is it's going to come down to deck out at this rate, but we need to get something going. That still doesn't change anything. And that doesn't do anything for us right now either. Yeah. That's why we were saying it was a shame, because we bricked to high heaven, and we went down to such low life points early because we just opened nothing but spell traps. Which has meant this game's felt like a bit of a write-off. But if we keep shuffling our cards into our deck, that suits us quite a lot. Because if this does go to deck out... Unfortunately, he just doesn't have to do anything, so... We're going to have to be proactive at some point. I think no matter what we do, we're boned, right? Because if we summon out two guys... All he has to do is summon out a second Ancient Arise. And we are basically screwed no matter what we do. I mean, we have to try and do something. So we use Carrier. Take back Lamoon, doesn't really matter. Summon the Lamoon. Tribute, Tribute. Change this to attack. Activate our skill. We'll change this to defense. I don't think we can get cheeky at the moment. So now we need to just get rid of this. So one of these is going to be a Widespread. He'll kill one of these, which is fine. And then hopefully this one kills. So we still have high enough defense that we play around Ancient Arise Dragon effect. The only issue is we don't have enough attack. Yeah, the issue is Ancient Arise Dragon still goes up to 3,000, which means we still can't play around it with Battle Slash. Now, he's probably... What is he going to do? Double Ancient Arise or Ancient Arise Dragius? Either way, we're screwed. I think from the opening hand, we had already known that we'd lost this game. I think that's always going to be the issue of running so many spell traps just in general, right? Because basically, we're playing 7 spell traps on top of 6 high-level monsters, which means there are 13 cards in our deck that we can draw in any combination to just not have a play, which does feel kind of gross. That means only 17 cards in our deck are normal summonable monsters. I mean, we might as well. We're still dead anyway. Yeah, out of these two decks, I do think that he's playing the better deck as well. But again, we did brick to high heaven, so there's not a lot we could have done there. It's like, even though the game did go late and we had you know, potential options because our life points were so low, we couldn't go aggressive without basically just risking death. But we had to go aggressive because we were going to be the one to deck out. So, not a lot we can do there. Hopefully we can run into him again, because it would be nice to get an actual game going, right? You know, where we actually get to have things to do in the first 2 turns of the game, rather than just immediately go down to 1100 life points. Alright, here's Royal Rebels. I blame Quantum, coaching idle. Well, if Quantum would stop coaching my opponents, we all know that Quantum is the best Rush Duel player, and if he did enter in these tournaments, he'd be taking all of them. It's hands like this that I'm like, how does this not happen to the other people? Like, all the people that are playing in the tournaments, how does this happen? This is 2 games back-to-back where we have opened nigh unplayable. I mean, all of his back row's going to protect, but we've got to get him to use his back row at some point. And we have to empty our hand as best we can. The alternative play was just to set both of these, but I want to get him to use his back row, ideally on something that doesn't matter. Okay. The barrier is probably the best thing I could have got there. Well, I suppose a widespread would have been better, but there's no way he widespreads this. And then just recital. Okay, so that's 2 gone. That's pretty good for us. I'm quite happy with that. He's on a 40-card pile as well. Also, row are spellcasters, so this is probably Dragoncaster. He's drawn into 2 SRM in his 40-card deck over 2 turns, and sent both to the graveyard. Tributes 2. Gets the 3rd 7's Road Magician, so the top 11 cards of his deck. He's found all 3 7's Road Magician. Well, this is looking like another non-game. I don't know, Warriors just seem so bricky. Like, we've just had 2 games back, and now we've got this, and we just lose. We've lost to this pile of crap, because we've just bricked. I mean, like, what are we supposed to do? In the top 10 cards of our deck, we found 2 normal summonable monsters. Yeah, this is the list that did top in Grand Harry's tournament, and this is the list that people have been running. It's just, I guess, just get lucky, I guess. I really don't like the Bonded Bowings. I think Bonded Bowing is so mid. The thing is, I think the deck wants combat traps. It's just, I almost want to say, like, this. I kind of want to run, like, a one-off Phantom Bind. 1500 beaters instead. See, that seems to be the other thing. People seem to be going in the opposite direction, where everyone seems to just not be running 1500 beaters anymore, which is quite interesting. The deck do seem to have low high-level monsters. I mean, that's the whole point, right? We're down at 6, so we can play more back row. And, you know, because if we were running 7 back row plus 7 high-level monsters, we're now looking at literally like 50% of the deck being unplayables. So the alternative card that we could put in, which is what everyone else was playing, but we decided to take out to try and make room for other stuff, was the... God, where is it? This lady, the Seraph of Darkness. We could try this out for a little bit. This way we've got just a couple of extra... Well, I guess it's just one extra normal summonable here. It's expected, not get them often. Maybe you can play a build for players with bad luck. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Like, when you play any card game, consistency is king, right? You're always just trying to make everything as consistent as possible. Which is why it feels even worse when... So, for example, I don't think this is necessarily a very consistent deck, but it feels even worse when you are playing a consistent deck and you do brick still, and it's like, I've done everything I can to make this as playable as possible, and yet the RNG has just not gone my way. Right, let's take a look at this. Because to be fair, other than those 2 games, we did like win everything, right? We've been on a win streak so far. Well, bad luck happens, yeah. Yeah, I think it's difficult sometimes to work out when you've just gotten unlucky and it's just go next versus my deck is actually consistently underperforming. I need to go back to the drawing board and change something here. And then on the inverse, sometimes your badly built deck will just get lucky a lot. And then as you play it more and more and more and more, you'll be like, oh, actually, even though I did just go on my like 6 win streak with this deck, it is bricking more often now. Okay, so we're against Ancient Arise again. It's got the Paku Paku Chew package in it by the look of it. I don't know if I like the Paku Paku Chew challenge. Just because you have to have no other monsters on your field, and you have to place a beast from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, which means you have to play a more robust package than you do with Aqua, and you need to have more of it in rotation to actually get it all working. And we just got some 1,000 attackers. So he has Tribute set this, which means I should probably clear it. So we'll do this. We'll set. Tribute 2. So he should have set Clear Ice. Then we can just get him for the 22. Which is fine. It's obviously not the perfect play, but it's good enough. At the same time, I can see why there are more low-level monsters. Why there is more low-level monsters. I mean, yeah. He's cute. He is so very cute. So for the longest time, Paku Paku Chew, in the translation we had for it, was Pack Rat. And I would jam him in as many decks as I could. So we'll Tribute 2. Drop this. Normal summon. Set. And then I guess, I mean, I can use the effect. Oh, we can only attack with warriors. That's the only restriction. So we'll use the effects. Even if we don't attack directly, we're still fine, right? Do we go for lethal? We will attempt to go to lethal. Let's see what he's got. Right, Recitals fine. Then he's going to activate Widespread. Oh, no Widespread. So he had a trigger there, which means he's got either a Widespread or the Barrier. Probably the... Or could also be Phantom Bind, I guess. I found funny that King of Games players start to play Yamiruler the instant it appeared on Grands. I think the thing with Yamiruler is it's just not very popular in general. I think a lot of people kind of worked out early that they'd rather be on Dragius because everyone says Dragius is the best card. So because of that, I think it makes a little bit of sense. We will save that one actually, since that was a... get rid of that. Since it was a nice little 7's Axel robe, which we might not see again. Celerity is such a nice skill. Celerity is such a nice skill. The only thing with Celerity is it feels like it works well with Yamiruler's effect, right? Because you want all your opponent's monsters in defense mode so you can get to their life points. But I actually prefer it to change something problematic to defense so you can attack over it, which is like anti Yamiruler effect. But then I've always been more of a control style player, like control slash aggro, I guess. I'm never really a ignore advantage, go face kind of player. Like, I suppose that is aggro, but... Right, let's go... I mean, we always Yami here, right? There's no reason to not Yami. I'd rather him be in defense, because it's just a little bit more awkward to deal with. And if he does have a way to break it, we don't lose any life points. I'm also interested to try the Red Eyes Warrior variant and see how that goes as well. Most decks that want to use unoptimal skills just to use Dragius doesn't seem to do well, to be honest. It depends, right? Like, Aqua Aggro is exactly that, and arguably the best deck right now. So, it's kind of swings and roundabouts, right? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it's just really bad. Well, we're not flipping this up. Do we try and clear these? That plays really badly into... I think we go for it anyway, right? Right, let's see what this is. Does he have the widespread? So no trigger. No trigger. So what is his back row? Magician Shuffle. Okay, so we're on Dark Magicians. Which means this could be Dark Magic Attack, and he's going to blow out my back row. Ironically, Dark Magic Attack is perfect against back row heavy decks, and we are playing one of the only back row heavy decks in the game. So this is a really bad matchup for us. Mind you, he has just kind of 25s. Doesn't really get much bigger than 25. Well, I suppose he's probably going to be on 7's Red Magician as well. Okay. And I guess we'll take it. Didn't really get much out of that, but that's fine. GG easy. Yep, we summoned a guy. We sure did that. Alright, another Luke. Getting mixed feelings here. Luke, but the Yuga game mat, the 7's Red Magician on the sleeves. This is the other thing that we keep doing. We keep seeing our Seahorse Carrier before our light normals. It'd be nice if that could stop. Hey, all we have to do is complain. Unfortunately, for this hand, it doesn't actually make any difference. Unless we just want to Yami pass. Do we Yami pass? Yami pass is not a bad shout here, to be honest. That plays quite nicely around the widespread ruin. Because if he does have widespread, we basically just don't have anything if we attack into it. It also plays around Ghost Cyclone as well. And if there is any deck that's quite happy to play a slow game, it should be ours. I mean, what outs this? Like, Tribute for 7's Red Witch, discard 7's Red Magician, fill up the graveyard, attack over. Like, that's kind of it. Because he can't get over this, even if he's on a Rise. A 28 boosted with the skill up to, you know, with the 18 boost up to 28 doesn't beat us because of Slash. Okay, so we are on just Resonance. Ironically, Resonance does beat this. Well, specifically Resonance with Gravity Press does beat this. If he has Slayer, we are super in the shitter. Unfortunately, this puts this down to 18. Which is a really awkward number, because both of these guys are going to be 2,000. Okay, boost up both up to 2k. That's fine. So that's another back row. I think we always slash here. We need to get rid of one of his back rows. We'll just hit the middle one. Alright, we're hitting pressure is still good. We do lose 300. Well, sometimes this happens. Unfortunately, we're in a situation where we have to attack into him. We cannot leave this on the field. What we could do is use this. Change it to defense, lock him out again, change this to defense, swing with the Lamoon. The issue with that is he's got 2 back row. I think we're going to do it anyway, because if it does work, it works really well. And we get to keep a 25 out, which means he has to discard another card. Then we'll swing over this. So if this gets a widespread, that's fantastic. Unfortunately, Phantom Bind is really irritating. Because he gets best of both worlds. He still doesn't get to summon any of his big guys, so that's something. Yeah, he still can't Slayer, he still can't Bunker, he still can't Dragius. So we're fine on that front. Uses the effect. He gets to kill this again. We will, again, still take a bit of damage. We're not actually taking a ton of damage, though. Unfortunately, we don't really like having 2 Kime stuck in our hand. But this is just where we're at right now. He's going to keep gaining advantage off this as well. Nothing we could really do about that. We're only going to lose 800 life points. The main issue is, because we already have these 2 bricks in our hands, we need to see 2 normal summonables. But ideally, we need 4, so we need a... there's 4. So this does play around a lot, but now... we are super open to just getting blown out by anything else, right? Like, he can now summon out his big dragons that are probably still in his hand. He's got 5 cards in hand, so he's drawing up to 6, which is really good for him. I can change his guys to defense and get in for 5,000. I mean, that's not actually going to land. I think that is the play. Try and get him low enough that I can try and finish him off next, well, over the next couple of turns. The problem is I am so sure that he's going to have an out in the form of a widespread ruin. And we just got rid of another Piercer, which was our win con, basically. How many Piercers do we have left in deck? 1? We have 1 Piercer left in deck. But if we're not just dead here, because this could just be Resonance, right? Or Pressure even. You could just flip over Pressure, discard 3, wipe the board, do his combo, end the game. And then there's nothing we can do about that. He could also just summon out a Dragius. That would also be pretty catastrophic. Yeah, there's pressure. Yeah, he had double pressure. There's not a lot we can really do about that, unfortunately. I feel like this is a really bad matchup for Warriors, isn't it? Like, Slayer can just wreck your back row. And then a combination of press and the skill makes them easily able to deal with the Yamiruler. It's because you removed bonding. Ugh. Ironically, I don't think bonding would have done anything here. It's a weird card in general, bonding, right? There's no way he hasn't got lethal, right? He has to have lethal here. There's no possible way he doesn't have it. Hey, Shui, thanks for the raid. Welcome on in, everyone. We're playing some Rush Duel on Duel Links. Hope this stream went well, Shui. I saw you playing Boojins. Looked like a lot of fun. I do like me some Boojins. I don't know if I've ever tried to play them in Duel Links. There we go. He only barely has lethal. How has he only barely got lethal? How has that happened? I was expecting him to have like 6,000 damage easy with that many cards in hand. How's the mini box doing? The mini box is pretty good. This deck, I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know, we got to play all the decks, right? We got to find out the decks that are good and the decks that are bad. This deck, I'm not finding much success with. Well, I say that. I think we've won about as much as we've lost, but the wins seem to be against like, you know, really bad decks, and the losses seem to be against people that kind of know what they're doing. But we're just jamming the Yamiruler, trying to see if we can get anything going with it. But more than anything, the deck's eating itself. We just keep bricking. This might be the most playable hand we've had all day. So we're against another dragon player, which means, again, they do have a lot of ways to just be able to out this, but setting this up and leaving Seahorse seems really good. All we have to do now is find one of the other 5 boss monsters in our deck. You are the Rush Duel expert. I need to know. Bender Break, just trash. Bender Break, as far as I'm concerned, is a meme. It came out and did nothing. It's basically an anime card, right? I think they would need to give it such a good, specific skill to make that card do anything. Right, we go carrier, activate carrier. Do we want to go for a second lock here is the question. Probably. Tribute 1, Tribute 2 for the Yami. Activate the Yami. Normal the Nandes. Nandes effect. Change that one back to attack. Change that one to attack. Set that. Go to battle. And let's see what he's got. 1, 2, 3. So this is probably pressure then. Either that or he's toggled off. Okay, I figured because I read its effect and was wondering what the fuck am I reading. Yeah, it is literally an anime card, right? It was. They wanted to have a sick anime moment. And that was it. Ooh. Maximum value Ghost Cyclone. Into Dragonic Pressure. Does he have both Engrave? He does not have both Pitcher and Slugger Engrave. So he's doing this to, like, stem the bleeding. Gets out the Dragorite. Sets a back row. Okay, so just 1,500 to the dome. That's not too bad. It's a little bit annoying that he gets to just effortlessly wipe our entire board, but at the same time, can't be too mad. Question is, do we want to end with an extra guy in hand? None of our cards discard. So it's literally, do we want to just have an extra normal summon in hand? I think we do, just because of the way this deck's been playing, where we keep finding not enough normal summonable monsters. So we will just grab this back. This is where it gets a little bit funky as well, because I guess we're going to go Lamoon into Performer, activate Performer to boost Lamoon. Then we'll just tribute these two off. Is there any way we can get lethal here? No chance in hell, is there? No, no, no. Nowhere near. Nowhere remotely close. I don't see a point in changing this to defense, except if he has a trap card to stop me. So I think we will do that. We're getting less damage in, but we potentially get to do more here. So, we've just used the effect, which was really dumb. That was so dumb. Guy, now we're just throwing the game. And he's going to have a widespread. Alright. We did everything correct except activating Yamiruler's effect. That was so dumb. We just forgot about the warrior type restriction there. I mean, I don't think there's any way to sugarcoat that. That was just a really, really big brain fart moment. He's not using any cards in his hand, so his hand's got to be full of normal summonables. Which does kind of mean we can just kind of go defensive. And just chill for now. Because what we know is that he needs to hard draw into a tribute monster to get going now. It happens, you are not used to the deck, lol. Yeah. We need to just remember these little, like, interactions. I mean, it's the same with every game, right? Like, I'll still be playing my, my speed deck and get locked into something and be like, what did I get locked into? I can get a direct 25 in. So I kind of want to leave his board up. Right now that almost sort of benefits me. So we'll set. Tribute 2. How many pierces do we have in grave? 1. We've only got 1 in there at the moment. But we'll summon. Activate the effect. We'll use our skill. Activate the effect. Set. Guess we'll give it self-piercing. This will draw out the rest of our deck, is the only issue with it. Oh, if we draw out the rest of our deck, we can't use a follow-up Yamiruler. Do we have a Yamiruler left in the deck? Not Yamiruler, Yamiruler. We do have 1 Kime left in. We just have no cards in our deck. I think we're boned just because of deck size at the moment. Happened to me a lot when I first played Psychic. Yeah, again, restrictions are just, they're so awkward to play around sometimes. Okay, so we had to hard draw this, and the issue with him hard drawing this one specifically is this now sorts out the rest of his hand, because now he gets 3 more chances to find high-level monsters. But regardless, I think we're boned just because we don't have enough cards in our deck to result, because we can't use Yamiruler and Piercing Samurai at the same time now. Okay. I mean, if he runs into our stuff, we're going to be okay. But if he doesn't, then we're screwed. We literally need him to attack into our Yamiruler. That's our win con. Alright, here we'll activate Widespread. And get rid of the attacking one. And then here, he's just thrown the game. Thank you so much, sir. We needed that. My last card is my other Yamiruler. The very last card in the deck. Do we have enough damage to kill now that we haven't drawn that? Do we actually not have enough? So we can't change to defense. We could summon, hit over for 1/1, and then 1/2 plus 1/2, so it's 24, 33. We can put them down to 100 life points and then lose. Is there really nothing we can do? We can't change him to defense because we haven't summoned a guy. We can't attack him directly. Not that that would matter anyway. Do we actually just lose by 100 life points because we didn't draw our Yamiruler? He's the last card in deck. You don't lose because you draw one. I mean, alright. I can just pass the turn and draw. Alright, that's the main win con. Yeah, I could just not do anything, you know, swing in for a bit of damage, but then he can easily crack me back. He's just set up the top of his deck using Bunker Strike. So if he's got like... I mean, I guess he would have still needed to out the Yamiruler. I'm trying to think what ways he has to actually out a Yamiruler protected by a trap card. Well, I guess Slayer does it. Gravity Press does it. Or would have done it, I should say. Alright, let's see what hand it gives us. I think again here, we are just going to... I kind of want to just slap down the Kimmy. The trap's online at that point. It gives him a chance to answer. The only problem with that is if he is playing the Royal Rebels, we get hard punished for that. So I think instead we will just set this. That's quite the nice thing now. Because there are so many different things you have to worry about, it means it's not just Unga Bunga, slap down lots of cards. It has to be, if I attack here, do I just lose the game to widespread? If I leave just one guy in attack mode, am I going to get blown out by heavy metal? That's the one. Alright, we will go for a double tribute. We'll flip this up. Activate the effect. Give a boost. Summon. Normal summon. Tributing 1, 2. We'll set this because we're going to get locked into warriors anyway. Set. Activate. Activate. Battle. Swing direct. So no Phantom Bind, no widespread. That's pretty good. I was playing the new Roman skill. Lost 5 games to random widespread. I mean, yeah, widespread is such a strong card. It is ridiculous. I think that is the issue with legends in general. Like, the legend monsters are a little bit whatever, but especially when we start getting good legend spells. Like, we already have a good legend trap right now. But when you start getting a good legend monster, a good legend spell, and a good legend trap, and it's like, oh, they're all one-offs, but if you find any of them, it's so destructive. Like, if the difference between you finding all of your legends and your opponent not finding any of theirs is night and day. Like, you will have such a huge advantage in that game. And it ends up feeling very, like, sacky. My man on Dark Magic Attack. But he's not playing the skill, because you can't play Dragius with Magician Shuffle. So his plan is just a hard draw the Dark Magician. Oh, no, do not tell me you have hard drawn Dark Magician and you have a second Dark Magic Attack face down. Do not tell me you have that. Do not tell me I'm getting sacked. Do not flip over Dark Magic Attack. I swear to God. Don't do it. Okay, we're fine. I mean, yeah, we just flip this over here, right? Get bound. Then get slashed. And that's the game. Oh. Whew. So this guy's playing Dragon Casters, but he's playing Dark Magician with Dark Magic Attack just to deal with back row. I mean, it's a little bit based, but it's not consistent, right? Alright, we go again. You gotta respect it. You've got to respect the Dark Magician, Dark Magic Attack. Just slapped into Dragon Casters. Right, all C from Albania. Let's see what you got. Oh, he's on a 4-win streak. Just legend draw into DM. I mean, he could have been a legend draw, yeah. Well, he was creative at least. I mean, yeah. I cannot dock him any points for lack of creativity. Oh, is he getting his whole hand empty? No, he's not. Okay. So probably a high level in hand. Ugh. I mean... we're kind of fine. How aggro do we want to get here is the question. The other issue is we cannot do absolutely everything we want. If we want to use Nandes, we have to end on Nandes. We'd have to tribute 2, get this out. Summon, use his effect, give him piercing. Tribute 2 to get him out. Okay, we'll go for that. The only issue is this gets really hard beat by the old flip this up. Activate the effect. Give him. Then we tribute 2. Activate his effect. We'll activate his effect. We'll normal summon. Activate his effect. We'll go to battle. Okay, we take that. We'll save that one as well. That went quite well. I mean, it was only like a 1-turner, but we'll take it. I think that's pretty much as good as it gets. And even there, we still have too many high levels. Connection error. Oh, that's a shame. Go away, Ra. We're in the middle of dueling. The major thing we want is to play against good players, right? We want to play against people playing like tournament meta decks, which unfortunately a lot of the time King of Games is not the best place to get that. A lot of people get here and they're like, oh, I'm just going to mess around with fun stuff. Whereas like if we actually want proper testing, we'd ideally have like a testing group, I guess, rather than just playing ladder. Okay. Seahorse carry is a bit wonky here. I mean, I think here we just go defensive, right? Getting as many cards out of our hand as possible is always a good shout, but I'd rather have the 3 monsters and keep the Kime in hand for the crackback. We just need to hope that we don't brick on this Kime. Right, summon Skull. Into Seahorse. Do not Dragius me. I mean, if you were going to Dragius, I don't... oh yeah, you'd have to do it this way around, wouldn't you? Dragius plus Summon Skull plus a 15 beta would be just so tedious. Okay, this is kind of fine. We're on a tournament level like might have a good deck but not play it poorly. Yeah. Just, you know, just knowing you're getting good. Because, like, I can sit here and be like, oh, man, I've won a ton of games. But then if I'm sat there like, well, yeah, but how many of them are actually playing good decks and not misplaying all over the place? Well, this is awkward. I only have 3 normal summons. Remember what we said about hope we don't brick on Yamiruler? How do we go about this? We want to use his effect to change this to defense so we can attack over, attack over. So we have to go for the Kime here, I guess. I guess we could still just do Yami. Doesn't really make any difference. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. Swap this to defense. Because I have a feeling that regardless, he is going to pop one of my guys. Because he's going to have the 1 of widespread in the open. Yep, called it. Alright, we did get rid of the problem child at least. Which means now maybe we can play the game, but we do still have kind of this issue in our hand. We've already seen half of our high-level monsters in the top 9 cards of our deck. Gets the Hammer Crush. Okay, we're going to lose Battle Slash, which is not the end of the world. It's not great. Excuse me, sir. Are you telling me I shouldn't trust every video that says 10-0 undefeated? Listen, it's great clickbait. And there is some truth to it. But, you know, whenever you see, like... So, for example, the video I put up which said, like, got a 15 win streak. Only really, like, 8 or 9 of those were against proper decks. People were, like, playing properly. At least 2 of them were just DCs. Oh man, are we just going to die? Is he just going to slap down a Dragius and we're just going to be out of the game? Yep. And that's all she wrote. It's funny as well how we keep bricking on high-level monsters when we only have 6 of them, right? You would think 6 would be an acceptable number of high-level monsters to not brick on, and yet... It's happened to us 3 times today. Dual challenge from Dragzin. First time anyone's used that. We have to wait until after this game, Dragzin. Unfortunately, we have just started one. Don't trust half Rushtal content. Most of them don't even play Rush. I don't like to clickbait. I just show my win streak and that's it. I mean, yeah. Like, I'm never going to, like, lie in a video, right? I'm never going to straight up try and directly mislead people. Again, we get so many high levels so early. I think we do just go for the direct attack here. Because leaving him on 1 versus leaving him on 2 there isn't like a huge difference between that. But it's okay, because he's going to have opened his 1 of widespread ruin. Oh, no he hasn't, okay. I do clickbait me, daddy. That's the thing, right? Clickbaiting does work. As weird as it is. The amount of times I've fallen for clickbait, and it's just like, the title just has nothing to do with the video. And you're just like, oh, okay. Unfortunately, Growl really plays around this very well. And if he also has that, yep. But again, like, what else could we have done? Like, our alternative play was set 2, and then leave 2 of these in our hand, or tribute set a Yamiruler. Well, here's the thing. Even if you recognize it's clickbait, you get the urge to be like, well, how the hell are you doing this? Like, what's the justification? Yeah, exactly. You almost, like... You're like, I don't believe you. And then you watch the video and you go like, I was right I didn't believe you and I was correct. Hey, I don't... Like, are we just getting really unlucky, or is this deck just really bad? Because I feel like enough people have been playing it. I suppose it hasn't been, like, doing super well. Like, it's not like top 4ing any of these tournaments, is it? Maybe it is just a bit mid. Unlucky IMO. Yeah, it's just when you get, like, that many games, you've got to start being like, is this actually just really bad luck, or is there more to it, right? Is the deck just inconsistent overall? Always have to second guess. Ah, sorry, Dragson. That's my bad. I completely forgot. I got wrapped up because we got OTK'd. As soon as we finish this, Dragson, I'm gonna remember this time. Well, we can get our hand empty at least. Is the level 6 ruler guy just bad in the deck? He's not, like, awful. It's just now you're getting tight for space. I mean, as you can already see, people have cut down to 6 high levels to try and make room for more traps. Oh, don't... Well, I suppose that was actually the best option for me. But I'm still not happy about taking a chunk of damage here. It's Volcondo! Wait. Okay. Okay. Does this mean we're not on the skill if we're playing Aquas? I have no way to deal with Torna! Why does the deck do this? Either it gives me all of the high levels or none of the high levels. I guess there is one way we can kind of deal with Torna. But it's so gross that it's not even worth doing. So we're just going to set 2 pass. Like, what we could have done was summon Speedy Performer, summon out Piercing Samurai, Speedy Performer Samurai, crash into it, assuming the back row is absolutely nothing. We also crash our guy, and we end with a 400 attack guy in attack mode. That's just not worth it. Please do it on one of these. Hey. Thanks for the follow, Voltoops. Alright. Lots of back row. We really need to hope we see one of those high levels. We had all of them last game. Where are they now? There's no point in doing that. We don't even need to make room right now. Where are the high levels at? I think I have to keep setting my high attack monsters just to play around corner here. I also think I might have to just pop widespread. Just to make room in case we draw more back row. Also to save our life points a little bit. Because the issue with the Volcondo deck is it can just blow you out of nowhere. Blow you out of nowhere. Right, there's Delayer. Finally, we got something. What do I actually want to do with this, though? The problem is he's got 3 back row as well. And only summoning out 1 boss monster is really not great for us. I think the play is actually to summon it out and then just sit on it. And wait till we get another guy to back him up. We can use Dark Arts of Celerity to try and get some back row out of him as well. So now we can flip this. Do we want Nandes? We don't want Nandes here. We'll just summon out Lamoon. We use the effective Piercing Samurai on itself. Unfortunately, we did just mill a card we really didn't want to mill. But at the very least, we'll get some back row out of him here, which is really good for us. You got another back row you want to use on this? Because I'm more than happy for you to use back row on this. And then we pass. Okay, now the way we get Giga punished is he just has full combo in hand, gets out another Volt, uses its effect, weakens all of our guys down, attacks over both of these on 0 attack, and we lose. I think we let that go. I don't care about that. So it'll be summon, give a boost, tribute. Yeah, okay, we'll do this. So we summon out Performer. We'll activate Performer effect. We're going to boost the one that's already been spent. Oh, we just milled another bloody high level that we want to keep. Then, we tribute 2. We can then activate the effect of Yamiruler. Summon out Nandes. Use Nandes effect to change the active one to attack mode. We change this one back to attack. And we boosted this one because now if he does have his widespread, which we're expecting him to, he now is still Yami locked. Which played around it miraculously. That's a little bit annoying. I mean, I guess we'll just clear it. The main issue we have again is our life points are just really low because we opened so badly early. But I suppose the other issue is that our deck is getting quite thin and we've milled 2 of our high level monsters, which means with 3 in grave and 1 on the field, we only have 2 left in deck. We kind of need those to win. Tributes for Torna. Torna doesn't do anything here. Right, we will use this here. And we do get to pop a back row. We don't have a high chance of winning this turn. And by that I mean it's actually 0. So we'll normal. Tribute 2. I guess here we will just summon this. We'll activate the effect of Yamiruler. Ah, the Piercer. We needed that. Right, and let's see what he's got. Please don't be higher than 12. Right, either way, I think we have to start getting in for direct here. We have another Yamiruler for next turn. How many Pierces do we have left in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 5. We have none. Oh, this is bad. Plus, by leaving him with a monster, if this does happen to be a Ghost Cyclone, it's not some Reincarnation. Reincarnation's kind of fine. Takes out the Volt Condor. Tribute 2, Volt Condor. Does have Lightning Shift. Okay, so Lightning Shift is high levels only. Changes Yami. Takes back Luminous Parrot. Summon Parrot, change this to light as well. Does play the barrier. Tributes 2. Some of that darkness. Yeah, I think we're screwed here. I think he's got too much of his combo. This is the issue with the Volt Condor deck. It's really bad unless you let it set up. And then it becomes actually kind of scary. Behold! The Dark Ruler Battle Slash! For exact lethal. Wow. It's another weird one. I feel like we got unlucky again. But is the deck just shit? It's one of the two. I think we played it as well as we could have. I think it just came down to we didn't get anything early again, which always seems to be the problem we're having. We don't have any kind of early pressure, which means our opponents get to either set up or they get to try and blow us out really quickly. Oh, Dragson! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm getting wrapped up in these games. You gotta remind me, Dragson, when we're coming to the end of the game. Listen, we're getting super invested in these. Right, we'll put this in attack. Because that way, if he does run into us like a dum-dum, we can pop him with Battle Slash. You're not the only one that forgets after a long game. Yeah, I mean, especially this deck specifically. The Yamiruler does just play long games, like, all the time. Okay, so we are against a Rise. Does go for the Ancient Forces. Unfortunately, does play entirely into our Battle Slash, which does also kill this. Please be widespread. Was the barrier. Okay. I don't really like the barrier in the version that has all of the baby dragons, just because it's really bad with specifically all of the little wimpy dragons. There we go. All right. Let's go play against Dragson. It's Dragson time. Alright, we have a Dorum code. So we will go ahead, hop in. And let's rock and roll, I guess. Oh, is also on the Gakuto, or the Gavin. We are going second. I don't know if that's fortuitous or not in this deck. I guess if you can Yami lock the opposing, assuming Dragson's even on at Yami. Looks like might not be. Rebutes for Side-Stage Bouncer. Okay. Why isn't this just all over the place? We don't need to do anything super fancy here, so we will just set. Tribute 2 to summon. We will go ahead and activate the skill. We'll activate our skill to change you to defense mode. And we'll summon out 2. Go to battle, and we'll try and swing him. And we'll get him for 12. And we'll pass. So that delay tells me that it is either Phantom Bind or Widespread. Black Dragon Rising. Okay. Reveals the chick as the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now, does this reduce defense? No, only the attack. Which means it still doesn't actually out Yamiruler. There's the big boy himself. Take 14, which is fine. So we have a couple of options here. Don't think we bother using you yet. So I think what we'll do is we'll summon. We'll tribute 2. We'll go ahead and activate the skill. We'll normal summon Nandes. Nandes effect. Change him back to attack. Change this one to attack. And then to play around the barrier, we'll use Celerity to change this to defense. Set this. Go to battle. Then we always attack with this one first. Not that it makes any difference. Going to use widespread. Pops the correct one. Can't clear that, but that's fine. Question is, do we have another chick? Statistically, it's more likely you don't have the chick than you do, but it's not by that much. Okay, it's Nandes. Tributes 2 for Yamiruler. Bonded Bowing. Draws a card. Activate Yamiruler effect, change back to attack. Put down the Yami lock. Means we don't have to worry about a second tribute coming down. Summons out Gazelle. Summons out Seahorse. Seahorse doesn't really do anything here. And oh, you have a 1 tribute. Probably going to summon out, what, like another Psy Bouncer? Yeah. Okay. Alright, well. We will set. We will change ourselves to defense, and we will end. Got another Yami. Uses the Yami. Sets another card. And he ends. Let's all get comfortable, shall we? Oh, we're going to pass the turn. Oh. How's everyone in chat doing? This is now just a just chatting stream. Yamiruler gaming is real. Exactly. So, the main weakness that a lot of these decks have is they don't actually have a way to deal with a Yamiruler on the enemy field. So I'm going to basically make Dragson play the Yamiruler challenge and be like, well, you've got to find it out. I could summon out another one. That's not a bad shout, to be honest. We've got enough cards in our hand now that we don't have to worry about it. So yeah, let's go for it. We'll use Seahorse Carrier. Grab that Kana. All set. Tribute 2. Summon another one. Activate its effect. And then we end, because we still have 5 cards in hand, which means we're still only drawing 1 card. I don't think he has an out. That is exactly the reason why we are playing, specifically, well, we haven't actually drawn one yet, our, the Psychic card that boosts by 400, so we can specifically get out of exactly this situation. Like, we're in a situation where attacking is bad, right? If we attack, we can get Widespreaded, we can get Dark Ruler slashed. So attacking is, like, the worst thing we could do. So in order to win, it's kind of lame, but we just don't do anything. Behold, the power of the Yamiruler. Makes the most fun and interactive games. Floodgates height. Floodgates height. Floodgates height. Unless he randomly plays Prima. Yeah, Dragson, I'm sorry, but this is how you play this mirror. It's pretty gross. But attacking is wrong. Because I have the deck lead, forces Dragson to make the first play. Now, there is obviously plays he can make. We still haven't actually seen our booster yet. Still all 3 in the deck. I can never remember her name. Psychic something. There is no play I can make. Oh, play I can make because I can't go over 25 defense. Oh, are you not on Yamiruler? I was waiting for the double Yamiruler play to try and end the game. In OCG, does your hand size never go? Does your hand size never go to grave? Oh, right, yeah. No, yeah, it is. It is exactly the same. You never have a maximum hand size. Yeah, so that is exactly the reason, Dragson, why I am playing Speedy Performer. Because if I get put in that situation you were in, I can use this to just boost my attack by 400. Is it the best way to deal with it? Probably not. But it's a, you know, non-committal card that I can just throw in. The main issue you have with Speedy Performer is a lot of the time you end up getting it stuck on the board and just not being able to do anything with it. Like, you want to summon it out and then tribute it off. Want to go again? I mean, we can, but I'm changing my deck. I'm not playing that mirror match again, I'll tell you that much. What haven't we played in a while? Tell you what, there is a deck I have been wanting to try. Because, I think Brad played it. Yeah, here we go. Let's check out this list. Black Dragon Rise, so we can play it with anyone. So we'll go for this. We will quickly throw together a deck. Where is the Red Eyes? We want the Canans. We're also going to want the Lamoons. We're going to need Gargoyle. Where's Gargoyle at? Gargoyle 1,000 attack, or is he... He's up there. He's 1,000 attack. Then... I'm going to want the Rockers. The Seahorses. Go for the 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1 split. And then Black Dragon Rising. Just to get us off of Yamiruler for a game. And again, this is going to be our first time playing this build, so... Oh, this might be shaky. But this is Brad's deck. which I believe he built with Volt. So, 2 YouTubers, good old It's Bradders HD and Voltalon. Combined brain juice created this. Hey, hey. Oh, summon Skull. We at least know this isn't going to be an exact mirror. Alright, we'll draw... Unfortunately, this hand is not the best. I think we do tribute set here. I don't want this just stuck in my hand. And also playing everything face down plays around heavy metal, which is probably going to be relevant in this matchup. Royal Rebels Heavy Drive. So that is primarily to get a card out the hand, I would assume. But back into the deck instead of into the graveyard. Yeah, obviously heavy metal's not going to do anything here. Summons... What are you doing with that? You got Growl? Okay, here's Growl. I think we will try and protect our life points, because that might be very important in this matchup. Does give us stuff. Fortunately, that stuff doesn't get us many places. We do that, we take back 1, 2... What does that get us? We get this out. I think we do, right? We just need more bodies. So we will go Reincarnation. Pitch to get back the Seahorse. We just need the extra body. Summon the Seahorse. Seahorse effect. Take back Lamoon. We then... No matter how you do this, it always ends up super gross and doesn't actually get me where I want to be. I think we have to get his effect off regardless. No, that's dumb. Yeah, we have to... If we need to get his effect off, we need to summon this out. This is the only way I can clear 2 monsters. I think we have to attack this one. The issue is that if he's playing Rocker, he now has easy access to bring heavy metal back to hand, tribute off Royal Rebels Growl, get out the heavy metal, and then just kind of kill me. But if he doesn't have Rocker, this is so much better. So it literally has come down to, does he have Rocker or not? If he hard draws a heavy metal, it doesn't matter. Ah, of course he had Rocker. That's unfortunate. Oh, does he not have another monster to summon? Into the Growl. Okay, okay. So this is the legendary Roa Brick coming into effect. That means he still has a heavy metal in hand, most likely. I mean, this does clear. It's not the cleanest clear in the world, but it's a clear as a clear as a clear, I guess. So we'll tribute to get this out. Go ahead and activate the effect. Grab this back. What do we want to end on? I'd like to end on a 15, so I guess we'll go Gargoyle. Activate Gargoyle. Summon. Tribute, tribute. Activate the effect. That way we don't have to attack, which means we don't have to worry about losing to his back row. Now the only question is, are we summoning this in attack or defense mode? Playing it in attack plays around double. No, I think we just set. I think no matter what, we get boned by heavy metal. There's not really a good way to like play around it absolutely entirely. Ghost Cyclone, I mean, that's fine. This is more than fine. He doesn't get a draw off it. We just lose our dead Ghost Cyclone. What has he used? That's the first spell trap he's used, so he probably has Widespread back there now. So goes for Rocker. Rocker effect gets him back. Tribute 2, summon it out, pop this, go over this for 15. That's fine. That means he'll only have one monster out. We still have 2 copies of Heavy Metal in the deck, and we still have a Rocker. So we have 4 cards we can draw out of our 5 and 15. So with 4, that's about a 1 in 4 chance. And since we're drawing 5 cards, that means the odds are in our favor to find a way to get a Royal Rebels Heavy Metal. Making sure we didn't mill any. Yeah, oh no, we've got both Rockers in the graveyard, so we only have 3. So that's now a 1 in 5. Well, the odds say we should get one. There he is. Thank God we still have this guy. So we'll flip this up. Activate the effect. We will send Red Eyes to grave. Normal. Tribute both. Use the effect. Now, as sad as it is, we are going to attack into a Widespread, because if we don't, we 100% die to a Rocker or a Heavy Metal. So we just have to attack into Widespread. Now, there's still quite a good chance we die, but we have a better chance of survival without leaving a single monster on the field that's a 2500 attacker. It's all going to come down to how lucky the Dragons get here with the draws. As well, we haven't seen any of our Red Eyes Black Chicks yet, which is kind of a shame. Or was it like a Black Dragon Chick now? What have you got for me, Dragzen? Lots of defensive monsters. That makes me feel a little bit better. Still in the main phase. Tributes 2. So that's 32. There is no real reason to use this, right? Unless I want a card back in my deck. What would I even want back in my deck right now? Let me just let this all go. Alright. So we're finally getting some stuff here. So we can activate Black Dragon Rising. We can put a card back in our deck, which is probably just going to be Canaan. And we can add this back to our hand. We'll go ahead and weaken this. The only issue with that is we still lose to the barrier. So we'll normal summon, activate Seahorse, bring back Canaan. With a normal summon, activate Seahorse, bring back Canaan. With a normal summon, attributing 2, summon out the big boy. This is where stuff gets a bit messy. So do we want to play these in attack mode? It has to be exactly... Only barrier beats this. So we're going to take the risk. He's just not on barrier. He's just not on barrier. Ah, yeah. Had to be exactly barrier. On the plus side, we're not dead. It's just not looking great. And then we'll swing into this. Then we pass. We're probably boned here. But we've done what we can. Especially considering it took us the bottom 10 cards of our deck to find any of our Black Dragon Chick and our Widespread. I think we've done quite well to make it this close. Because realistically, we haven't even had our skill on until last turn. We've been skillless until then. Okay. I mean, again, we should be dead no matter what, right? There's almost no chance that we live this. But there is a chance. Growl as well. Unfortunately, I think Growl is actually going to be the nail in the coffin. I think if it wasn't Growl, we actually are still in this. But because it is specifically Growl, we are dead. Because we can do this and stop one. And then, unfortunately, this doesn't protect us, but it's what we got. Alas. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, we did brick quite badly there. Yeah, GG Dragson. I think we did very well to make it that close, considering we bricked that hard. Like, just not seeing our Legend Trap or any of our Black Dragon's chicks to the bottom 10 cards made that really, really difficult for us. So I think, again, we didn't have a skill for that game. So I think considering that, we did really good. Like, obviously, what you want to do is be using the Black Dragon skill again and again and again and again. We got to use it one time, and it didn't do anything. In fact, it lost us a Red Eyes Black Dragon using the skill, so... Did you want to play one more Dragson just to make it the tiebreaker? Or are you good to go with that? I draw 3 level 5 in a spell. Well, yeah, but that's what your deck does. Let's wait for Dragzen to choose a new deck. There we go. The other problem is that these duel rooms can be so finicky sometimes. Sometimes they just don't like to work. Like, do I just cancel this? We start again. There we go. So now it seems to be working. Oh, Lucidian Luke Callister. So I'm going to assume this is going to be the Ancient Forces deck. Which, if it is, this is going to be another uphill battle. Because Ancient Forces is probably... It's definitely one of the best decks in the game right now. 3 back row. 1 monster. This is quite normal for this deck. And we managed to just empty the whole hand. Is looking very good. Okay, so chances are this is a 1600 defender. With that in mind, I don't think there's any point in trying to attack into it. So we'll just empty our whole hand. And then pass. Seahorse Carrier. Really, really good in this situation. Question is, how many big boys have you got? Tribute 2. Is it going to be Dragius or Arise? It's just Dragius, okay. Which is the perfect one for right now. And that was the 1600 defense. Goes straight for the Ancient Forces. Gets the boost. Sends that to Grave. Dragius effect sends the barrier. And a 1500. Jesus. Okay, this was pretty much as good as you could expect. I think here we will use this. Because not taking 2500 damage seems like a good idea. We will let this one go, though. Okay, this is pretty good. The only issue is we don't have a good setup for the following turn. And if he just has Bound in his first hand, Widespread, there's also just nothing we can really do about it. Alright, we'll go Carrier. Activate Carrier effect. Grab back Kanan. We'll then summon out Gargoyle. Gargoyle effect. We will put back... We'll discard Rocco. Then we'll tribute both. Use the effect. And I think we have to go defensive. And then see if we can't clear. Getting rid of this is always going to be the most important. But naturally, Dragzen has opened the Widespread Ruin in the first hand. As is tradition. So this is the issue, is when your opponent finds a legend and you don't, it is so painful. It gives them such an overwhelming advantage. Like, if he didn't have that there, we are in such a commanding position. But because he had the Widespread, we're just basically boned. If we had our own Widespread, again, we take out the Multi-Strike Dragon, we're in a fantastic position. But unfortunately, Dragzen got lucky and we didn't, so we're kind of boned here. I mean, this is literally a masterclass of just draw widespread early. Forehead win game. Are there ways of searching these legend back row cards? No, there is no way to search them. There are ways to search the monsters. There is no way to search the back row. So it's literally just to get lucky is the only thing you can say. And now we're basically forced to use this again, just because we don't want to immediately get down to less than 1,000 life points. Unfortunately, this isn't live, so we're not going to get all of its effects. We can then summon out Carrier, use its effect, take this back. Then what, we summon. We have to go into this. And we summon Tribute 2. Use its effect. And then I guess we have to hit into this. Rushdall don't have any kind of search from deck effect. You mill and get card from graveyard. I mean, yeah, but I think talking about like skills and stuff, right? So we are basically dead, right? He just needs 2 guys that can get out. And yeah, that's just going to be the game. Yeah, we got nothing there. So that was a masterclass of just find widespread ruin and you auto win the game. So yeah, GG Dragson. I know I was talking TCG. Oh, in which case, yeah, no, there isn't. There's no searching whatsoever in the TCG. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just widespread ruin is just such a polarizing card. Again, it's exactly the same as both Mirror Force and Magic Cylinder in the physical game. It's just like there, Dragson opened a widespread ruin, and I didn't find mine, so he just won the game, and that's just all there was to it. There was no more strategy involved there. None of the other cards really mattered. It was literally found Legend Trap, didn't find Legend Trap, game over. And that's kind of how it went in game 1 as well. We didn't find our Legend Trap until we were almost dead already. Or in game 1, in game 2, I guess, because game 1 was the weird Stallfest. Oh god. What do we even do with this? We just have to go through the motions? And then pass. But we have found our widespread ruin early, so now it's going to come down to, does he have a way to get rid of our widespread ruin, or is our widespread ruin going to ruin his day? Looking like he might not have a way to get rid of it. And behold, we are better than him. We have outplayed Fred by having widespread ruin on the field. We have done it. We opened it in our opening hand, therefore we win the game. We could just summon this, get this out. That's what, 4,000? That's almost lethal already. That is lethal, right? Because we can keep the 8 on board, summon, use the effect, put one of those back, get that out. That's not lethal. But what we can do is activate Monster Reincarnation, discard the barrier, grab back Palace Gargoyle, summon, Tribute 2, use the effect, Pop his guy. Summon. Summon. And there it is. We have massively outplayed our opponent. We are so much better. We are the most skillful player in the world because we opened Widespread Ruin. That's all it takes, baby. That's all it takes. Just open Widespread and your opponent doesn't have an out. 3 wins. Yeah, I'm wondering if Widespread was maybe a mistake. There aren't a lot of decks that can even play around it. Haha, I forgot you were streaming today. Yeah, every Tuesday, Steve. Every Tuesday of Thursday. I don't know when this we've just suddenly swapped to playing this this Red Eyes list. We're supposed to be back on Warriors. That's what we were playing. We just swapped to play against Dragon, and now we're like, oh yeah, we're just playing this deck now. It's better than Mirror Force. I mean, that is 100% true, right? It's just when, like, eventually Mirror Force will come to this game. And even, so when Mirror Force came out, Jesus, listen. I just want to say as well, this is a tournament-winning deck list we're playing. Tournament-winning deck list has opened this hand. Let's see what our opponent has for us. I think the thing is, when Mirror Force first came out in Rush, it was in every deck. 100% of decks would play Mirror Force. And the only reason that changed was because a few cards came out that made Mirror Force bad. You know, things like turn off traps in the battle phase, for example. At which point people started playing Torrential Tribute. And a lot of cards want to just make one giant guy. Well, yeah, we are dead on board. That's all she wrote. Yeah, and then because people started making one giant guy and like giving it piercing or something, people started swapping to Magic Cylinder because Magic Cylinder wins the game, as well as some of those cards also have a side effect which says they cannot be destroyed by traps. So you just go, well, I can't destroy you by trap card anyway. I might as well stop the attack and then blast you back with the damage. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting out a video soon about Legends, and I guess specifically it would be Widespread Ruin for Duel Links, just because it is a bit of a blowout, right? Like, a lot of games will straight up come down to, do you find Widespread at the right time? But the problem is that not a lot of decks want to make room for, like, back row hate. And even if you have back row hate, there's no guarantee you're going to hit what you need to hit. I really don't like leaving Yamiruler on his own, but I don't think we have much of a choice. We could have put it face down, but it gets attacked over so easily, and Battle Slash is so good at killing an opponent's monster that tries to attack into this. It's just such a good punish. The problem is this gets absolutely destroyed by... Oh, Magician Shuffle, okay. In which case we don't have to worry about Heavy Metal. Now the question is, how many copies of Dark Magic Attack is this guy going to be on? Mind you, if he's immediately put Dark Magician in the graveyard, it's not going to make a much difference, right? Because Dark Magician Girl is just going to be a 2500 attacker. Now, is he just going to pass? Gone to battle. Ends his turn. Okay, yeah, that's the smart decision. I kind of just want to pass. I'm quite happy to just sit behind my back row. If he wants to use Dark Magic Attack now, doesn't he have to either shuffle it back into deck with one of the handful of cards that do that now, or reincarnation it back? Behold, Battle Slash. Now, yes, I would love to pop a back row. We've entered the stalemate. Well, someone had to break it eventually, and it wasn't me. I don't even think there's much of a reason to summon out the Yamiruler and use its effect. So I might just summon out Yami and attack and just not bother with its effect. We'll go ahead and set this as well. Then we'll just get a battle. We'll swing him. If he's got the widespread, it's fine to get him to use it here. And if not, we'll just get to chunk him for a bunch of damage. So he's going to have the negate and attack card, the recital. So we'll pass on that. Set, change to defense. That's another back row. I mean, we can do quite a lot with this. I guess we go for it, right? So we'll tribute 1, tribute 2. Activate the effect. Summon. Activate the effect. Boost. Go to battle phase. We'll swing over something else because it might have less than 1,000 defense. He's got the widespread here, that's fine. We'll go for a direct hit for 25. Want to widespread this? Got a widespread something someone. All of the Earthbound, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess for this exact situation, that's pretty good. I don't know. I really don't rate Call of the Earthbound. I've yet to see any, like, good tournament list playing it. So I'll have to wait and see if anyone actually does find a way to break it, but it just seems so meh. Behold. Piercing Samurai. Wow. Okay, gets the widespread. And we'll just try swing into this. Then... So I don't mind you having a 14, but we'll just swing into this. And we'll pass. We are still very much in the driving seat in this game. See if our opponent has anything to really break this. He really needs to get rid of the Piercing Samurai. But even if he doesn't, we have or even if he does, we have another one ready to go. Do we just summon this out? We don't need to. Getting double piercing might just close the game, but we should still have a bunch of tribute monsters left in deck. 1, 2. Yeah, so we still have loads left, so I don't think we want to risk that. But I need to have face-up monsters. So we'll summon out Lamoon. We'll activate the effect of piercing. We'll go to battle phase. I guess we're swinging at this. Gets rid of it, gets a nice little chunk of damage in. This gives us potential to clear. That is more than okay with me. Let's see if you got more 1400 butts. I will happily lose 400 life points to look at these. And then we'll pass. Alright, what else you got for me? Monster Reincarnation. Oh, is he going to take out the Dark Magician? And then Dark Magic attack me. That's the play. He solved it. He solved the puzzle. I mean, we said, I think, on turn 1 that this was the play. He needed to Monster Reincarnation, summon out Dark Magician, pop both my back row. The question is, what does he do after that? Like, he can't kill me. Yep. They're gone now. We still have 2 more traps left in the deck. Okay, 1300's fine. Unfortunately, that's not the card we were looking for. I guess we'll just change everything to defense. We'll set this. We don't want to run into anything silly. Recital. I mean, yeah, even... So because he could have Recital or he could have Barrier, going in with Speedy Performer is the wrong decision. We need a second monster that can attack. We can deck him out. Oh, we can always deck him out. That's always the backup strategy. The thing is, he can't play any cards that can out me, right? Like, because of his skill, he's stuck with Seven's Road Magician, which, unless he's just got a bunch of Seven's Roads. Oh, so that's his win con, is he's playing another copy of Pierce. That is his win con. Does he have it? Does he have another Pierce in either of these two? Right, there's Yamiruler. That's kind of what we were waiting for. Take back Lamoon. Summon Lamoon. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Activate the effect of Yamiruler. Pass the turn. This is the absolute safest thing we can do. Now he has to out 2 25s, which is going to be nigh impossible. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm saying it's unlikely he can do it. Let's see what he's got for us. Three 25s. Sets a back row. Straight to battle. And that is the game. It's going to ram into our wall. We're going to chuckle to ourselves. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, it's a dark burning attack. Oh, could you imagine? And now we just end the turn. What a silly deck. We'll save that replay. That was a funny one. I think this version of the deck feels a lot better than the last version just because we have so many fewer bricks in it. Like being 2 less bricky, like 2 less brick cards, 2 less non-normal summonable monsters feels so much better. Just playing 13 cards in your deck that aren't summonable monsters just feels really gross. I don't know. We just kept opening non-hands. Okay, we're going second. This is a really good going first hand as well, so... Mind you, he's unlikely to summon an Ancient Arise on the first turn. That's less good. We go 1. We go 2. We summon the man, the myth, the Yamiruler, and then we pass. Let's see what he's got for us. So again, there are tons of things he could do to break this. It depends if he's on Ancient Forces or Dragonic Pressure. Or Resonance even. He also could just have nothing and pass the turn. That worked out quite nicely. We don't have any way to change our battle position, but maybe we don't necessarily need it. So we'll set. We'll go ahead and tribute these. I think we do initiate the Yami-Lock again. Summon out the Piercing Samurai. Activate its effect. And this basically screams if you've got widespread use it on this. No widespread, so we do get 2,500 direct damage, which is beautiful. He's once again locked out of summoning high-level monsters. Since he is on Sports Dragons, that makes me think he's probably not playing Ancient Forces. So he could just flip over a face-down Dragonic Pressure. But if he does, there's nothing we can do about that, so... Yeah, there we go. There's pressure. Again, there's not a lot we could realistically do about this. The question is, so he's got the Pitcher and the Slugger in Graveyard now as well, so he drew into that. He sent a Dragius to grave, so he's got another high level in hand, which has to be Slayer then. So he's gonna use the effect, get back another one, tribute both for Slayer, summon out like a 1500 attacker, boost both of them up, swing him with both and get rid of this. That's his play. Oh, he's telegraphed. He telegraphs everything to me. I can read your mind, brother. The only mystery is what was his other back row? He didn't use it, and he couldn't chain it. So it's probably another Dragonic Resonance. The problem is we still need to draw well to actually do anything here. We didn't draw well. And Dragonic Slayer can just pop our other slash. That's not good. All we can do is set 3. And we also cannot not set this. We can't hold on to this, so we have to set this. Which means we're probably dead anyway, right? We literally needed to draw. Even if he doesn't have pressure, right? Even if this is, let's say this is Ghost Cyclone. He could wipe my whole board, and I'm still exactly in the same position I was last turn. So, like, that turn of drawing those cards did literally nothing for me. I absolutely needed a high-level monster. Ideally 2, because we did have the carrier. So if we had drawn 2 high-level monsters, we were kind of good to go. Or, drawing more than one back row would have been nice, because if I had drawn a widespread plus something else, I could have at least had a chance to keep one of them. Right, he's lost 2 multi-shot Dragon Dragiuses now. So now it's going to come down to, has he found his Phoenix Dragon? Because Phoenix Dragon now ends the game. Has he got it? Has he got the Phoenix? He's just dug through 3 extra cards, so the chances of getting it shouldn't be that bad. Mind you, he's still got half a deck left. It goes for the Slayer Pot. Again, we couldn't just leave that in our hand as much as we would have liked to get value out of it. So it was Reincarnation. So that is game then, because he has the Dragius. So we'll fast forward this. We know we're dead. Ah, well. Again, we played that immaculately. We just couldn't do anything about pressure in the first place, and then the follow-up just have everything. He specifically needed Slayer plus the 1500 to get maximum damage in, and then he needed to have a way to get the Dragius back, which would have been 2 of one-ofs, right? Because either he's got the one of Monster Reincarnation or the one of Phoenix Dragon. So I guess you could say there's obviously 2 in the deck. If we had drawn a 1500 attacker in that last turn as well, we maybe could have done a really big play there. But we didn't, so it didn't matter. So we'll go on the defensive here. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't really like the Warriors. The Warriors feel like they have too many holes in them. Like, I feel like Ancient Arise, like specifically the card, not the actual deck, has a really good way to just deal with it. I feel like Dragonic Resonance deals with it quite easily as well. I guess it's Dragonic Resonance only really does it in the fact that it pops back row and it can wipe the board. The actual like skill itself doesn't actually do a ton. Alright, we go Carrier. Carrier effect. Bring back Kana. We go Kana. tribute, tribute. Unfortunately, I can't do everything I want. So I'm going to have to settle for this. So if I want to summon this, I have to tribute this off before I activate his effect. Now, obviously, this is a very aggressive play. I could have instead used the Yamiruler and just attacked with the Yamiruler. Arguably would have been better. Just keeping him Yamilocked, having a 2500 defense is really, really good. But if he hasn't got anything, this punishes him really, really hard. Okay, Gravity Press. Why are we... What are we playing? Is this like... just a pile? So now you have to give up another card. You weaken one of my guys down to what? 18? Okay. Then we summon out Fire Guardian. Another zinger. We take 300 there, and then that's it. Okie dokie. What is this hand? I mean, we have to get these out of our hand. There's no real interesting way to play around this. We don't need piercing. Wait a minute. No, piercing's actually really good here. Okay, piercing there. Tribute 2. Activate our skill. Change this to defense. Set. Wow, this was a bit greedy, actually. But it is a kill anyway. The reason it was greedy is we should really have changed the Guardian to defense in case he had a... in case he had the barrier. Because if he had the barrier, then we would be crashing with one of our guys. But if he had the barrier, also changing the monster to defense doesn't really matter because we would not get him for 400 and then he would just die when we attacked on the Fire Guardian anyway. So I guess even if it was the barrier, it didn't actually matter. Let's go, Mr. Taiwanese Duelist. On the Roman, see if this is going to be a Psychic deck. Wow, this is certainly an interesting hand. I guess we're going all in on the defense. Well, now if we draw a bunch of high levels, we're in a pretty good spot for it. Because Seahorse is really good. I can't get over how good Seahorse is in Duel Links versus how uneventful it was when it first came out in physical game. Well, there's one high-level monster. We still don't even know what we're against. You know what? We're going to pass. We're just going to straight pass, and we'll see what he does. I'm happy to sit. Just adding cards to my hand. This suits me. Which now means we're the first to 6. Setting that trap doesn't do anything. It doesn't let us draw an extra card, and we can't use it. So we might as well just hold it in hand. Summons that Yamiruler. Okay. Yami locks us. Now what? Pass. The main issue is this guy's playing a massive chunky deck. So we're going to have to get aggressive on him at some point. The question is going to be when. I think we wait until we get another high-level monster. We're also going to want a way to boost our guys. So we'll probably wait until we get our Speedy Performer as well. Ideally, we want a Yamiruler and we want a Speedy Performer. That is what we're looking for. There's one. Still need that performer. Found his Dragius before we found our performer. That's not good. What is this absolute pile this guy is on? Right, can I find my performer now? Nope. Okay, well, we got to start doing stuff now. We unfortunately don't have infinite resources. So we'll summon out Seahorse. Use Seahorse. Grab this back. We will then... Come here, you. Summon out. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Activate our skill. Change this to defense. We don't even have a way to change our guy back to attack if we use its Yami lock effect, so we can't even do that. A bit boring. So we will... I guess... we just go for another one? So we'll set. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. And we'll summon this. We don't need to do anything else here, right? I guess we do set 2 back row. Because even if our guys get weakened, it's still kind of fine. We'll go to battle, and we'll swing into this. So yeah, if you want to pop my back row with slash, that is more than okay. Okay, so this suits us perfectly fine. Now we attack with this. There's nothing we can do with him, unfortunately. This should have been in face-down defense. It was really stupid for us to play in attack mode. We were initially thinking that we wanted to mill, but then we don't want to lose the deck out war, which is actually kind of tight right now. Reincarnation. This actually plays into our hands really well. All depends what else he's got. If he doesn't have a summon skull. Oh, that is actually catastrophic, having the second Thunder the Thunder. That has really, really won this for him, hasn't it? Just double Thunder the Thunder. So we have to do this. We'll be losing, what, 9? No, I think we're better off protecting the back row. Or summon. Activate the effect. Grab this back. Summon. Tribute 2. We have no way to beat over him without paying 500 life points. Which is just not worth it. So we'll set this. Activate the effect of Celerity. Change this to defense. Go to battle. Swing over it. End. So this is where stuff's getting a bit funky, because if he has a second Thunder the Thunder, as in the last one in the deck, we're just boned no matter what. The problem is we couldn't lose more cards because the deck out war is too strict for that. This doesn't matter anyway then, Sid Prima. He is just playing like just a shit deck. Like, what is this? This is just a pile of random crap with no actual strategy. Unfortunately, we have lost to this pile of random crap because he found a out to our board before we found the out to his. But it is still a pile of random crap. This just makes me think Warriors are just not very good. Like, they're probably like a low tier 2 deck. Like, they're okay when they get going. But for the most part, just kind of bad. Because, like, we shouldn't be losing to this. Like, we basically played it correct. The only other thing we could have done would be to set an extra monster to preserve our life points. But that then loses the deck out war if he's actually on a more specific strategy to try and do that, right? Like, if he had another copy of Yamiruler and he dropped that down, we're then still in the same position where we can't really do anything. It's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one. Thanks for the follow, Taisuru. Yeah, my first impression of Warriors after playing them today is not very good. I think, again, if you get lucky with them, sure, they're great, right? You can deck your opponent out if your opponent doesn't have outs to it. But the deck generally runs too many bricks. It's too hard to not get anything going. A lot of their stuff is very easily countered. Now the question is, are we summoning Yamiruler? I think we are. We just don't want him just hanging out on our hand. Ahoy! Heard about you yesterday. Heard you're somewhat knowledgeable about Rush Duel's future releases. Yeah, I play the current version of the game as well. Enter a lot of tournaments and play with it. So I kind of know a lot about the meta of the current game and obviously all the stuff that comes out in its release order. And if you want to see more about that, you can go and check out the YouTube channel, which is an entirely Rush-centric YouTube channel, where we do play both the Duel Links game and the modern game. Okay, he's discarded Draconic Slayer. That's something. Just resonancing that on its own is really good for us. That's so good for us. Right, we Dark Ruler Batter Slash here and get maximum punish. Please be a Widespread Ruin. I'll take a Draconic Pressure. Oh, there we go. And that's all it takes, baby. Rad, definitely looking forward to hearing about that stuff then. Total blind spot for me, but I've been loving Rush. Yeah, Rush is really, really fun. Obviously, there are caveats to that, like stalling someone out with the Yamiruler, like we just did for God knows how long, is not necessarily the most engaging form of gameplay. And we have discovered that Widespread Ruin, a lot of the time does just read, you win the game. If you find yours and they don't find theirs and you get it at like a crucial moment, that's just the game over. Like, I think we've won 2 or 3 games today just because we opened Widespread Ruin. Because that card is just so good. So good. It's this generation's Mirror Force. Oh, win streak 5 on the rower. What is this going to be, though? What kind of rower are we looking at? 2 back row. Or 2 defense monsters even. Well, this hand's pretty self-explanatory. We don't really get to do anything interesting with it. We just have to kind of set 5 paths. Which itself isn't a bad play. It's just we can't be proactive. And we can't even really be reactive right now. Like, none of our back row does anything. Our monsters are too weak to really get anything done. I've seen the future Royal Rebels cards, but are there any other future archetypes worth looking at that the current batch might be used in? I would say the... Oh, Jesus, we're against... beat down noodles. The Volt Condor stuff from the future is pretty good, as in like the stuff we just got is pretty decent. Outside of that, Ancient Arise kind of falls off relatively quickly, so nothing there. The warrior stuff like Yamiruler and stuff, all of that gets fusions later, becomes very good. We just got a load of new Yamiruler support as well. Where are my high level cards at? What is this? What am I supposed to do with this? Well, we're going on the defensive again. Do I have a... No, we don't even have... We haven't even found a normal Aqua Monster yet, so we can't even use the Seahorses. We've drawn all 3 Seahorses before we've drawn our... Was it 5 or 6 copies of the normals? It's looking a little bit yikes at the moment. I'm not feeling great about this. Hey, thanks for the follow, Sunrise. I think we're about to get clapped. Mind you, he doesn't have anybody gets 4 life points right now, right? I haven't seen a Dragius yet. That's still not a Dragius. We haven't seen any Pierce out of him yet. And our monsters do have quite high defense, so even if he does get Pierce, it's not as bad as it could be. And he's only attacking with 2 monsters. Now, where do we go? I want to use him. If I want to get max value out of these. Unless I just don't get max value out of them. No, I can't do it anyway, because he'd have to be the last monster. Okay. It's all set. Then... we'll tribute 2. Then we'll summon. Use the effect. Get this back. Then we'll summon. Tribute 2. We're going to go ahead and activate Celerity. Change this to defense. We're then going to summon. We're going to use the effect just because I don't want to have nothing in hand. Thanks for the follow, Hood Pool. We'll go to battle. We'll swing him with this. This is step 1 of the plan. Go Seahorse Carrier. Kill his Noodle Ninja. Alright, step 2 of the plan is to run into a 7th-row Magician with a Yamiruler. Oh, we're going to trade? That is so good for us. We are so happy about that. And then we get to kill this. And if he's got a widespread, we're also fine with that. Alright. This worked out quite nice for us. Ghost Cycling. Okay. You hit that. That's kind of fine. I'd rather you hit Phantom Bind, because it's basically dead to us right now. Couple of sets. We've got Tribute coming out. Tribute's 1. Finds the King Beetle. This deck, unironically, is actually quite good into our deck. How many Fiends do you even have in here? Do you have any? Literally 0. Okay. So we will use this here, just because our deck, or his deck, doesn't have a lot of monsters that attack under this anyway, so we might as well use it just to get rid of his back row. Oh, what is this? This is less than ideal. I mean, we can make it work. It's just, like we say, less than ideal. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Use our skill. Change this to defense. Go to battle. Swing over this. Now it comes down to, does he just draw an out? Is that red, blue, green Super Robot Maximum card I've seen any good? Very much my aesthetic. So, it's okay. The main issue that card has is it is like, it's a reversal card. It's a card that is at its absolute strongest when, there we go. When your opponent is winning the duel and you're really far behind, and then it's really good at like making a really sick comeback. Alright, how many pyros do you actually have in graveyard? Do you have any? One. Which means there is literally no point in doing that. I might as well just leave it on the field. Alright, I would really like to draw playable. That would be really nice. Can we draw playable? I mean, this is barely playable. We are just constantly at the mercy of only being able to summon one guy every turn, which is really, really bad for us. The other thing is, there is no point in summoning at Yamiruler and changing it to defense because he constantly has out a monster that can just out us. So we're just constantly having to just kill the big attack guy and then just hoping that he doesn't draw another one. I don't even remotely know how to evaluate maximums. Glad to hear it at least has some niche. Yeah, so when it first comes out, it's going to be a little bit rough because if it doesn't come out with any of the generic maximum support, it ends up being a little bit hard to get out because you just have to kind of hard draw the pieces. But in a 30 card format, that might not matter as much. Oh. Alright, let's do this. We want to pop a back row. We've got a Phantom Bind. Very, very good for us. See, now here is the ideal place to drop a Yamiruler. He's on all the combat tricks, so we need to play around everything. So summon, summon. Go ahead and tribute 2. Activate the Yamiruler. We'll use our skill. Pop this guy into defense. Just to play around all of the myriad of combat tricks we know that he has. The problem we have here is we're going to deck out. It's taken us too long to get to this situation. Why are you bothering to use that? Why is this card even in your deck, mate? It's bad. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to deck out here. That is what we are destined to do here. We lose in 2 turns, no matter what. Pretty sure Nail will come with some skill to improve maximum consistency. Yeah, but will it be unique to just his maximum is the question. Maximums are just bricks without the other parts in hand, yeah. I mean, so if it's... So maximums come in all shapes and sizes, but the first wave is basically... If we want to win, we have to do something, so we'll do this. Thanks for the follow, Dingust, or Dingust, however we want to pronounce that. No high level. We really needed a high level there. Do we even have any left in deck? I could actually know this. 1, 2, 3... Oh, yeah, we have 1. Our last card in deck is what we need to win. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be a loss then. I mean, we'll do what we can, but yeah, this is over. What is our win con? He needs to... No, there's literally nothing we can do. This is 100% over. Mate, you can Ghost Cyclone all you want. The sad thing is as well, we would have won by deck out if he wasn't on a 40 card pile. This is the issue is, we have a lot of very interesting ways to interact with our opponent, but if they are playing really bad decks, ironically that really counters us. Like this deck performs a lot better against the meta and really struggles against Rogue, which is really weird. Now we draw out a lot. Wait, we win. He's misplayed to High Heaven. Behold, our win condition. Why do we win half of our games by decking out our opponents, even when all he had to do was set 3 pass and he won? Well, I guess that's it. What a weird game. What a weird game. Yeah, I'm not too enthusiastic about the pure warriors. I think we're going to try out for a little bit the Red Eyes warriors. We're going to see how this deck feels. The only problem is this deck's going to have a similar feeling to the last one where it has just so much back row that I feel like it's just going to brick half the time. But we'll test it out. We'll test it out for a few games, see how it feels. Lucidian Lucalister. Okay, well this should be a good test game for it. Win streak 11. Guy is on a tear by the look of things. Unfortunately, again, we really do not want to open all of our Red Dragon's chicks. That's really bad for us. That's going to make our skill nigh impossible to use. This is just all around kind of a mid-hand, right? Yamiruler would be really good if we were going first. Seahorse Carrier would be good if we had the other, like, light normal monsters. And Chick would be great if we had Red Eyes Black Dragon. We have none of those things, which means this hand is just all around terrible. Not to mention, just setting Yamiruler is really bad into Resonance if he's on Resonance. Okay, I'm getting mixed signals. He's on the Sports Dragons, which tells me he is not on... Okay, so he's not on Resonance. Okay. Unfortunately, he is on Ancient Arise. Put one back in the deck with the skill. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. That is something I can do. But we don't want to, right? Because if we're adding it to hand, we would want to maximize on our output. Which means we're going to want to use both of these to use the effects. Which means actually we're going to want to get rid of this. Because this way, although it kind of sucks to have all of this stuff early, does mean we can clear the board and put up a decent board to stop him. Especially since, even if he uses... Even if he gets another Ancient Arise, he can't use the effect to pop. So he would have to just hard get over both of them. Which, again, would mean he'd have to find another one of his level 6s. With 2 back row, it's now less and less likely that he's going to have something to out us. Okay. We didn't get Piercing Guy, which obviously would have been the absolute best we could have gotten. What we can do is put Red Eyes in grey ready for when we draw the last chick. Activate the effect. Swing directly. See if he's got the widespread. I mean, if you've got it, this is probably the best place to use it. Yep, he has got the widespread. Are there any notable machine insect archetypes you'd recommend I look into other than the Rush Cyber Dragon stuff? So kind of, like, Earth machines is, like, okay. It's not great. I think, realistically, it was light machines, and then the Cyber Dragons, which became kind of fused into light machines after a while. Like, the good machine archetypes was light machines. The kind of bad / mid archetypes were the earth machines, which became join tech. This is a little bit annoying, because this perfectly plays around Battle Slash. Just this card existing plays around Battle Slash. I think we have to use our Battle Slash, though, just to get rid of his back row, so we can clear him on our turn. Give me a nice little present. Attack me with the Clear Ice Dragon. Ah. Okay. Well, we're going to use this anyway, because we need to get rid of his back row. And there we go. We are so happy we did that. Because now, as long as we don't brick, we can clear this pesky guy. Or we'll brick, and we don't get to do anything. I mean, is this just game over? I think this is. I think this is straight up game over. Ah, these bloody warrior decks just seem to draw out all of their high-level monsters all at once. Just this happens so much. Join tech seem cool. Yeah, join tech is a weird one. Join tech is kind of all over the place. It doesn't seem to know what the deck really wants to do. And because of that, it's never really seen any competitive success. I mean, this is lethal no matter how you slice it, so we'll just let him finish us off. There's nothing we can do here. Oh, the Warriors they just brick and brick and brick and brick. All day we've been bricking on Warriors. Hey Max, how's it going? Man, these... Yeah, I'm not feeling the Warriors. I was really hoping that I would really like the Warriors, but we've been playing about 3 hours of Warriors, and they feel awful. Like, if you get lucky, they feel pretty good. But if you don't get lucky, they're just really terrible. Behold, Phantom Bide. I reached Cog yesterday with Lunar Light. Nice! Congratulations. One thing to note is getting Cog in Speed is so much more difficult than getting Cog in Rush. Getting Cog in Rush is almost just free. So it is actually quite a big accomplishment to get the Cog in Speed. Especially since there are just so many decks now in Speed. So like, you have to know all of them. You have to know every other deck's choke point to know when to interrupt their combo. You have to know exactly when you need to hold like removal effects versus destruction effects versus non-targeting versus targeting. So, good job. I got punished on Cog rank up twice by Neos Ubel because of the skill. Yeah, Neos Ubel, I hate that deck so much. It is brain dead. Like, you don't really have to think about it when you're playing the deck. I think it's very, very easy. As well as, it's just kind of sticky, right? It's like you get a pseudo towers, and then if you out it, it turns into another pseudo towers. On top of, a lot of the time, your deck isn't going to have a very consistent out to just Ubel in general. It's just a pain in the arse. I went just beast mode. It's pretty much like the skill plays the game for you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just don't like it. Which is a shame, because I think seeing heroes doing well is always kind of cool. How do we want to approach this? This is tricky because I think we always have to do this. So what are we putting back? I almost think I'd put back Speedy Performer. Which sounds really weird. Let's grab this out. And we're going to summon out Black Dragon's Chick. Activate the effect. We're going to bring out Red Eyes. Then we're going to summon out Kanan. And then we're just going to go to battle. Because this gives me a really nice setup for the following turns. So it looks like it's just beat down. Maybe he's got 2 different 1500 attackers. It's pretty much... oh, pure heroes at least are doing a lot of work than the non-skill reliant. I think I hate the Neos variant build because of build of heroes more because of Neos fusion and all that, yeah. Well, plus Super Poly as well. It's just so prevalent in that deck. I mean, Super Poly might be very much playable in any hero deck, but Super Poly is just an annoying card in general. Oh, what is in Boy's hand that he cannot play the game right now? Now, I activate my skill. What are we putting back? Do we just put Seahorse back in? That can't be the... I think it is. No. We want you to be tributed. We want to keep him in hand. I guess, yeah, it's Seahorse. Goodbye, Seahorse. Return to my hand. Then I will weaken your summoned skull. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep Red Eyes Black Chick in hand. So that we can bring it back again next turn. We'll see if we can get in. Now, you could just have any back row and deal with this. That is the best one for us. We are super fine with that. Yeah, I mean, Super Poly itself isn't an issue for me, but the fact you can activate it as soon as you activate the skill lets you fusion summon still, yeah. Well, plus the fact that Super Poly just doesn't let you react, right? Now, what is in our guy's hand that he is just not doing anything? Fear the power of the Red Eyes Black Dragon. What is this hand? Red Eyes Turbo Go! Fast turn. And there was a thing where I used Crackdown on my opponent's Neos and he could still activate the skill to search Super Poly, which is dumb. And he could still activate it using both my own monster and Stolen Neos, which is broken. Yeah, that seems a bit weird. I don't like that. Well, we somehow still managed to brick, but our opponent has bricked way harder, so it didn't matter. Go, Yamiruler. Go, Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's so weird, because I feel like we're not playing an overabundance of high-level monsters. Like, this build's playing 7, which I think feels about right. It's obviously playing a ton of back row. Fingers crossed when Eternal Bond gets massive nerfs next ban list, because I'm afraid the deck is going to be more annoying to deal with now because Neos Fusion is from limited 3 to unlimited now. Yeah, I don't know why we decided to buff that deck. So not only they have it free, they will just play more back row. Yeah. It's just annoying more than anything. Like, if the deck required a bit of skill to pilot, I'd be like... It's like Asarctic is another one of those decks. Obviously, it's nowhere near the same. But it's another one of those decks where it feels very strong if it gets the right hand. But then... Like, the deck doesn't just play itself, right? Whereas... The Neos Yubel deck is just so one-dimensional. So little interaction. Yubel is a tier deck, but not so strong compared to the other decks right now, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily about it being, like, crazy strong or, like, it's the strongest deck or anything like that. But it's just that it's more annoying to play against. Like, I'd rather play against Live Twin. I'd rather play against Rocket. I'd rather play against Tenyi. I'd rather play against Odd Eyes. What is going on? What is happening? Why have you got Dark Magician Girl in a deck with Red Eyes Black Dragon? Why am I going to lose to this pile of crap? Why have I lost the game to this? This is the issue. Warriors, they just brick all the time. I don't know what it is. We're just not finding playable hands. Unfortunately, that's going to be all she wrote. Well, I think that's a good place to end as any. We usually only stream till 3 UK time, and it is now 3:05 anyway. But that'll do us for today, I think. I think what we've learned today is that Warriors are just so very, very bricky. If they do get going, they can be very, very strong. If they're able to just have Yamiruler sit on the board, you can force stalemate situations. You can quite easily deck people out playing the deck. But it just feels so gosh darn bricky, especially since all of the tournament lists we've been seeing are playing a ton of back row. We're talking 7 back row and at least 6 main deck monsters. So, high level monsters. So we're talking 13 to 14 cards that just, if you draw any combination of those in your opening hand, you just don't have anything to do. So, like, I don't know. I'm not liking the deck. But the point is, we had to play it to work out what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. I think more often than not, we're probably going to be trying out a bit more Red Eyes, because we were finding some decent success on the Red Eyes Royal Rebels, but that does have a similar problem. So, I don't know. I think that's one of the major issues. A lot of the decks from the newest box do feel a little bit bricky. You're kind of more encouraged to run more back row now, and you're also encouraged to run more high-level monsters, which is just not a good combination. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. Obviously, we'll get some more tournament results soon, hopefully, which will let us have a bit more of a idea about the meta. Because again, playing ladder is never really a good representation of the meta. It just kind of tells you this is what this random person is playing. I mean, look at how many weird pile decks we played against today. Even this deck we just played against, like, what is this? Like, what is this? It's got 3 Yamiruler. We're playing 3 Dark Magician Girl for seemingly no reason, because we don't have a Dark Magician. So it's just a worse version of Fire Guardian for, like, no reason. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. This is a mess, and we somehow lost to this, so. But, I was saying that, I'm not actually showing the screen, but yeah. That'll do us for today. Thanks for watching. And again, we'll be back on the Thursday. So Thursday, 2 days time, we'll be back, same time, playing Small Rush. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.